Welcome everybody to another episode of Friday Top 10s. Last week we had our most anticipated games of the year. This week we've got what games do we want to see as movies. A lot of games these days are cinematic and we want to see them on the big screen. So we put a list of 10 for you guys here. We've also got 3 honorable mentions, and to kick off the honorable mentions I've got Metroid. Metroid with the lead character of Samus. It would be so cool. In a day and age when people are clamoring for roles for women in film, this would be such a big one for somebody to get. It would be a career-defining role, and it would be really awesome to see this character on the big screen.
Our next honorable mention is Halo. The Halo universe is just awesome in general. We got, Master Chief, Cortana, Sergeant Johnson, all those characters. You got the Arbiter, you can play in Halo 2. It doesn't really matter what game they go with. They can do all the games if they wanted to, but it would be awesome to see a Halo movie. It would make for some really great visual effects.
Our last honorable mention is Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is a game that is actually pretty much a movie as it is. It's a little gameplay, more of choose your own adventure. You have so many options of the ways that the story can go down, and it's very cool. I think that with the right director, this could be a very, very entertaining, dark, creepy movie.
Alright, yes, to kick off the list, we got number 10, Dead Space, and this game is very creepy, set in this space world where you got this main character who is basically on his own to fight against all these monsters. It would basically make for a great alien-type film. It'd be like a horror, suspense, like action, and it would just be really awesome. It would be another one kind of like Halo with the great visual effects. We could see some crazy monsters from it, and it wouldn't have to carbon copy the monsters from the game, but we would just be able to see awesome battles with these crazy aliens and stuff, with these crazy space gadgets that this character has.
Number 9 is Fallout. Tommy loves Fallout. I've only played Fallout 3, he's played some more of them. Fallout 3 doesn't have a great story, I'll be the first to admit that. It is a very good story, but it's just okay. It's a short one. But the world is very well thought out. It is very cool, and just the idea of having some big, epic Hollywood film set in that post-apocalyptic Washington, D.C. type setting would be so cool. Just as long as we don't have zombies and a main character named Rick, I think I'd like it.
At number 8, we got Gears of War, and this would be a great sci-fi action film, maybe little horror elements in it too. You're just basically this group of army guys that attack your planet, and these crazy locust guys come in. They're these aliens that are just really creepy and pretty cool, and it just make for a great action, horror-ish sci-fi film with just tons of action and blood and gore and stuff like that. It'd just be more fun, probably a good B-movie, just a lot of fun. Not necessarily a great movie in itself.
Number 7 is Metal Gear Solid. When we did our top 10 anticipated games of this year, I said I never played a Metal Gear Solid game. Well, guess what I did this past week? You know what? Well, I bought the Ground Zeroes, and I've seen a couple on YouTube now. I think that would be a fantastic movie. It's already got everything that is in place in the game to be a movie. Just translate it right into a movie, and you've got a really entertaining story, some great characters, and sets it up for more things in the future.
At number 6, we got Mass Effect, which anyone who has played these games or pretty much even heard of these games would agree with us that they would make an awesome movie. It'd basically be kind of a Star Wars type movie, but with a different cast of characters. It's set in space. You're Commander Shepard. Basically, you just roam around doing all these different things to become the best commander in space, and it would just be like a modern-day Star Wars almost.
You say that Mass Effect is a modern-day Star Wars. Well, our number 5 is Star Wars. Now, there are a lot of Star Wars video games. There's a ton of them. And now Disney, with the new purchase of Lucasfilm, they have announced that they're going to be doing all of these side stories of Star Wars. And it was so cool that some of these spin-off movies could actually be from our favorite video games of old. 3 of our favorite Star Wars games are Star Wars Republic Commando, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. 3 great games, and I like to see them in the big screen. Star Wars Republic Commando, humanizes these clones and makes them super believable and just brings us on this entertaining journey. Star Wars Force Unleashed, maybe it's too short of a game. There are some story things that need to be tweaked for sure, but it gives you a great character in Starkiller and just some awesome potential. And also Knights of the Old Republic, which I think is the best Star Wars story that's ever been put in a video game, with the best twist maybe in video game history. It's a very, very great story, and that Old Republic setting would be so cool to see on the big screen.
At number 4, we got Red Dead Redemption. This would just be an awesome movie to see. Be just pretty much solely for the fact that John Marston is an awesome character in the video game world. The crazy stuff that John Marston does, the people he kills, riding mine carts, throwing dynamite at people, going to Mexico and doing other crazy stuff there. Even like hunting and stuff, you can just build a great story and, translate the story from the game right into the movie.
Something I really like about Red Dead Redemption 2 is that it has that redemption storyline, not just because it's in the title, but you will have this anti-hero redeeming himself, which is something that you see a lot of times in movies, and that's why I think fans eat it up. Our number 3 spot is Uncharted. Now, if you've watched our previous videos, it should be not a surprise that I love Uncharted. Anybody who's played Uncharted says the same thing. It's super cinematic and it needs to be a movie. And they are in the works of making it a movie. I wish there were some more talented people behind the scenes. Regardless, I'm looking forward to it. I think that it's just a lot of fun, modern Indiana Jones type movie. Treasure hunting and all this really cool characters.
Number 2, we got The Last of Us. This pretty popular game. Pretty much everyone who owned a PS3 played it when it came out for the most part, especially this guy. And I played it right here in this very house. You come into contact with this girl named Ellie, and you become good friends. Eventually, there's some headbutting going on at first, but you find out that she's immune from being infected by these crazy zombies. And then you go together fighting these zombies along the way. Crazy, suspenseful, and the entire plot of the story is you're trying to get her to safety and get her so that you can spread this immunity to everybody else. And this would translate so good to film because it's so story-based for one thing. The game's already pretty cinematic in a lot of parts. The 2 main characters are awesome characters. In general, they can be casted pretty well, I think.
Number 1 for us, everybody, is...
I chose to build Rapture.
BioShock. Now, it doesn't matter if you're talking about BioShock 1 or BioShock Infinite. They're both amazing. Which one would we prefer? I don't know! The worlds are so well thought out that you just have an infinite number of possibilities that you can do with this type of world, whether it's set under the sea or set above the clouds. You have both options here. Whatever one storyteller wants to do, I think would turn out fantastic. The underwater city of Rapture is just so crazy, and that horror type setting, and then the city of Columbia above the clouds that is just, eerily spooky and everyone's all happy. But it would be cool to see how they implement the powers that come out of your hands and everything, and there's just a lot of cool things that they could do, a lot of really interesting characters and social commentary that they play with those games. Whether they choose to do Rapture or Columbia, that would be our pick for a video game that we want to be translated into a movie. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Friday Top 10s. And let us know what video games you want to see as movies. I know there's several that we probably left off of the list that you guys want to see. Let us know. We're always down to hear your guys' opinions. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on Red Gaming!
Jacob, no, do that over again.
We're gonna have to do that all the way up.
Yeah, Jacob, I'm not stopping recording. You need to redo that, Jacob. That was awful.
Oh my gosh, Ken.
We should